to lovingly provide elders, children, and folks with disabilities individualized therapeutic visits with a gentle, affectionate pet. The mission statement of Paws for People sounds so simple, and yet it is undeniably powerful. For 6 years, loving pet owners have been sharing the love of their pets with those in need. Paws for People visits over 100 different locations in Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. Some Paws teams visit elders in assisted living and healthcare facilities. These teams provide a nice, warm friend with a loving smile to those who just need a friendly visit.
Well, when I went there with Tess, we would go up to the second floor and she would visit with wheelchair victims, Alzheimer's patients, and people that just want the companionship of an animal. So we would go up to the wheelchair, she would be right next to them, and they'd talk about their pets and their animals. So it really was great, a great experience. It's really truly amazing when you're in an experience and you're visiting somebody. It's so humbling to see that they just want the compassion of a pet.
Other Paws teams visit people with disabilities in a wide array of facilities, ranging from drug and alcohol treatment programs to physical therapy programs to programs for adults with physical and mental disabilities. Paws visits kids with disabilities too, such as children on the autism spectrum at the Claymont Elementary School.
I have, in my classroom, there's 4 children. They are all at very different levels of autism. And when we first started going there, some of them didn't even want to get close to Keisha. Now they come over and they'll hug her, they whisper in her ear, they brush her and count while they're brushing, and they'll take Keisha for a walk down the hall, which helps them move, walk, and they're very proud. I have to hold on to one end of the leash, but they'll hold this end up real high and they'll stand very straight, and every person we meet in the hallway, they go, dog, dog, you know? And it just makes you so happy. It makes you feel so good to make them so happy, even if it's just for a short period of time.
One of my dogs, I have had an experience where we visited a non-responsive patient. My dog is about 20 pounds, so I stood in there for a few minutes. He wasn't responding. His eyes were open, but he wasn't responding to me. And I put my dog up on the bed, and a few minutes later, the gentleman moved his hand, put it on Louis, and said his name. That was a very special moment for me. That was just a reclamation that all of my dogs are special, but I think they have a sense of what to do and when to do it.
The service provided by these Paws teams is invaluable. Paws for People provides smiling faces, wagging tails, and furry friends. Oftentimes, it doesn't take much more than a friendly pooch to see the elderly and those with disabilities spring to life. For a few minutes out of the day, the beneficiaries of Paws don't have to worry about anything. For a few minutes out of the day, everything is great.
Wait a second. Do you have a pet named Chicky, or do you actually have chickies that go bark, 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 bark? Oh, you have a dog named Chicky.
Paws is far more involved in the community, though, than just through visits to these sorts of places. On top of Paws community events, such as monthly team walks in local parks and regular dog-themed holiday celebrations, Paws provides the Paws for Reading programs in local schools and libraries. In this program, children are provided the opportunity to read aloud to an adorable, non-judgmental audience. Paws Pets.
Kids who are very rowdy, for instance, and the teacher is kind of not pleased with them, will come and sit down and put their hand on Roscoe or Maggie or Louie, and somehow all of a sudden they're in the book. I've seen a child who has trouble reading the book last time he read come in, and suddenly he's reading wonderfully. They've got the dog's attention. They know the dog that Roscoe isn't going to say, you know, stop now, or you know, that's wrong, or anything else. They're going to let them read and be happy with it. It's wonderful.
We used to have a really mean dog who was our neighbor through the fence, and so when he was little he was always really scared of dogs. And one day I noticed the poster for the Paws program, and I thought, well, that might be nice. because I thought it would be a good way for him to like be around like nice dogs, maybe get over his fear a little bit, because he used to want to cross the street if we were walking down the sidewalk and a dog was coming. So I just started bringing him because he was just starting to read, and I used to always sit in there with him, and then finally he was, very comfortable, and so it was kind of two birds with one stone. He got a lot of practice reading, and he started to really enjoy being around the nice dogs, and it was just a really positive thing.
I love seeing the children improve in their reading skills, or even just enjoy reading. Some of our children that come to the libraries are excellent readers, but they just enjoy reading, and that's great. They like it because they know that nobody's judging them. If they say a word wrong, Keisha doesn't care. It's the inflection of their voices that she cares about, the fact that they're petting her and reading to her. That's what she cares about, and they know that. And that's what makes reading enjoyable. And that's the important thing.
Just as varied as Paws services, though, are the teams themselves. All of the visits that Paws teams make to Millcroft or Easter Seals aren't the same. In fact, visits to the same place with different Paws teams are actually quite different. Some people need a quiet visit with a soft dog to pet. Others like to play with the dogs, giving them treats with an open hand and a smile. And sometimes the dog just sits while the humans talk. Paws isn't about pets, it's about conversation.
What's your name?
And connection.
Yeah.
And friendship.
Hey, sweetie.
Each Paws team supplies these things in its own unique way.
I have a young woman who came to me because she was afraid of animals, and she started with my puppy, but now she's really into the cat, and she loves holding and hearing the purring and the fur and all that kind of thing. So the cat can offer a different kind of visit than a dog can. My 3 dogs are very, very different. The oldest, Callie, is not all that people-oriented, but she's extremely well-behaved, and she will catch a ball no matter where you throw it. So she's really good with kids. She's really good with physical and occupational therapy. If I say stop, she stops right on a dime. So she has a space and boundaries there built in. So with people that don't want an animal up close, she's the perfect dog. Sonny, who is the 2-year-old golden, he's just a big mush. He is lovey and gentle and puts his head on your lap and just stays there. He's a very, very good therapy dog as far as calming and comforting. The puppy, when I mentioned this woman that was afraid of animals, when we started her off with a 10-week-old puppy, of course you had a small dog that was very calm and very quiet at that time. As she is growing, she is becoming her own little person, and she likes treats, and she will listen when somebody asks her to do something. She is very obedient, but she's also fun. She's quirky. She'll go over in the corner and lie down, and then she'll sort of fool you. So she has a fun personality where the other ones just do different kinds of things.
The uniqueness of the individualized visits that Paws provides is the bedrock of the entire program. While there are other pet therapy programs out there, Paws specializes in one-on-one visits, and because Paws has such a vast array of dogs, these visits are all special.
I think it's really important to know that we have every kind of dog imaginable, from a 3-pound Mickey to that Great Dane, and we have Doberman Pinschers, and we have Pit Bulls, and we have a little bit of everybody, lots of Golden Retrievers, lots of Labs, but it's the personality of the dog, the personality of the cat. We do have 10 cats, and we have 3 bunny rabbits also. But we also have a variety of people that I just find fascinating. We have everyone from an 11-year-old who goes with her mom, and the 11-year-old actually does the visiting, and her mom is there for support, to an 84-year-old who leaves her assisted living facility and goes to the skilled care next door. We have college students, we have business people, we have people who are retired, we have families that go, we have couples that go together. It's just, pet therapy is a way to help everybody. Not only the person that we're visiting, but it's also very helpful to the animal because they get a lot of attention and a lot of love, and then they're working in partnership with their human, and that partnership is a very special thing. So I think that relationship there when you're working with the dog, you're working with the cat, and you're working and loving people is pretty special.
And that's the best way to describe a Paws visit. Special. There's a feeling every time an Alzheimer's patient remembers a dog's name that's indescribable. Seeing someone in a wheelchair smile and laugh at the sight of a dog is magical. The dogs are no longer just dogs, but bringers of peace and joy. They make everything okay. They make everything right.
You've got some color and
Joan, I look better.
This is very fulfilling for me, and I hope that it's fulfilling for the people I'm working with. That's my biggest hope, that kids take this away for the rest of their lives.
It's very special when you see a dog or a cat even, or a bunny, and you present them to a person who immediately needs them, and you know that something special is going on between them.
And what we feel is that we bring life. It's not the flowers that droop and die. It's not the conversational or confrontational person-to-person visits sometimes that people have with their families. What we bring is life.
can you name your children?
Yeah, you got, I can't come closer. You got Patricia, you got Christine, you got Rosemary, you got your Kathy, you got your,
To reach. See that tiny little thing? Keep her busy for a long time.